morning, Brother Joe.
Oh, good morning, Father Vian. It's good to see you today. How are you?
I'm really good. Good to see you too. How are you?
I'm just fine. Wonderful.
And first of all, welcome you to our Salesian vocation of Don Bosco, USA West.
Well, I'm so happy to see all the good work that you're doing, and I congratulate you, and I hope things will keep developing in a good way, that the Lord blesses your work.
One of the reasons we have the vocation, the Salesian vocation page or YouTube that to introduce all the different Salesian to the people around, so we can know more about Salesian life and appreciate the vocation, and hopefully somehow in the future more young people will join our Salesian life. Before we go further into many different questions, can you just introduce yourself to the audience today?
Well, my name is Joseph Reza. I'm a Salesian brother. I've been with the Salesians since officially, I made my novitiate year 1956-57. So that's going back a few years. And it's been a beautiful life as a Salesian, as a human being. It's just everything is God. It's God's blessing. It has nothing to do with myself. At least I think that it's.
Yes, I believe so. God called us into into the Salesian life, and at the begin from God. He called
Yes,
us
that's correct.
But
then along the way, you have many different people that influence you. Then afterwards, at the end, you're looking back and you say, well, that pushed me that way, that pushed me that way, and that pushed me that way, and that pushed me that way. And you find out, well, this is how God calls us.
Yes. You just remind me about how my vocation began, and it's wonderful that when we look back and see the people, push us in different way, and at some point we realize, wow, yeah, that's right. That person, asked me that question, and why he asked me that question, and it did turn into the way we never expected. What made you want to be a religious person?
Well, there's a number of things that contributed to my becoming or wanting to be a religious, or first of all, priesthood or brotherhood. All of these things were quite nebulous when first approached. I remember my parish priest, oh my goodness. So at an early age, we were altar boys, and the father would take us around, special little trips to anything, swimming pool, a park or something that we could walk around and just be together and have a lot of fun. And at the end, he might buy us a little ice cream or something of the kind, which at that time, wow. That was something. So that was the parish priest, and he was. Now that I look back at it, he was aiming at us. Then secondly, we had the religious sisters in Catholic grammar school. Every time a priest from the diocese came about, or any religious order that came to our school, St. Boniface in Anaheim, they would say at the end, anybody want to see what the Claretians are doing, or the diocesans are doing, and so forth.
Yes.
And nobody would raise their hand or say anything. And so, Joe, you can go with the priest, and have a nice day. So off I would go. And all throughout, they were doing the same kind of a thing. So the parish priest, the sisters. Then my parents, they were very religious people, very religious. I mean, not that they immediately are saints, but their whole life was a movement towards sanctity. And little by little, this is, being chipped out, and it's a path towards holiness and towards God, which is our end. So they were much in favor that one of their sons would or daughter would become a sister or a priest or a brother or into the religious life. So that's the third. And the one that really clinched it, and it's funny to say, it was a Salesian missionary from, he was born in Italy.
Yes.
Then he went as a missionary to Brazil. And he was in Mato Grosso and all of these areas where In fact, they used to call him El Capitan Grande, the big captain.
Yeah.
And he really influenced me because I saw, looking into him, it was so different from anybody else. The times that I'd gone with people to see about a vocation at a seminary or something like that, they were very distinguished looking young priests, strong and good looking and all of this kind of thing. And Father Begonia, this is the priest that I'm talking about, was not. He was already old. He was worn out. I mean, literally worn out.
Yes.
But there was something that went right through, and it touched you. This man's a saint. I mean, that's all I could say. And his simplicity, my first and talk with him, he just says, "You good boy, you good boy. You come." The rest of the time, I was just there looking at him and my father talking together, and my all eyes looking at what is going on.
Yes.
But that was it. These were the people that really pushed me from the very beginning. And then when I came to Richmond, which was our our seminary, our minor seminary, I saw the priests and brothers, and somehow the idea of brotherhood struck me. But my parish priest was very angry at me that I did, and everybody wanted me to be a priest.
Yes.
But I think we can't listen to everybody. We have to listen to what our heart is telling us and move in that direction.
Yes. And you mentioned about one of the priests, and you said something about like you can feel that this man is a holy man. I have the same feeling. It cannot explain it, but when you be with somebody around, you feel it. You see that the holiness of the person. Sometimes it doesn't have to be amazing work, amazing thing to do, but you feel it, the holiness around him.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I saw in Father Begonia. In fact, it proved to be correct that when I did go to the seminary, he was there. And he would give us sermons Sunday afternoon sometimes. I was so happy when he would come. When some of the other priests would give a sermon.
Yes, unfortunately, it's happened.
but his words, simple, nothing big, nothing spectacular, but
it touched the soul.
I felt this man is probably what St. John the Apostle was like.
Yes.
The beauty of the soul, it just really impressed me very much, and he was a great inspiration to me in those days, early days. Yes.
That's, I think it's so. Look back on our life. So many people influence us and help us to discern our vocation. And at some point, yes, it is what is my choice. What is really my vocation? It's not like listen to too many people, and at some point we have to listen to our own heart. What our hearts speak to us.
Yeah, but that's the push that pushes you in a direction. But actually, we need something that's a little more basic, the foundation of our vocation.
Yes.
I really have to say that I was speaking that my parents were very religious. They were good, hard-working people, and I mean hard-working.
Yes.
We were 14 in a family.
Wow. Couldn't imagine that. 14.
And besides that, my father's brother was killed, and his wife died a little after, and they left 5 more. So at a time we were 19.
Wow.
And I say this is things that a foundation. To live in that family. It was the most beautiful time of my life. It was beautiful. But at the same time, nobody was pampering you. Nobody was, stepping on your toes. We had autonomy. We were able to do so many things. And yet we also were, because to survive, we had to work.
We had to work.
Work and work hard. I mean,
it wasn't easy.
To go to Catholic grammar school and things like that, we had to go out during the summer, immediately go out into the San Joaquin Valley, and if there were tomatoes to be picked, we were the whole family was out there. We were
Wow.
picking tomatoes, and the temperatures there were 110 and so on. So
Yes.
you feel a little crispy sometimes, but
Yeah, you mentioned about the family. I see it. I see that why when we go out, and I really want the family listen. The family sometimes influence and give us a lot of courage to live a religious life, and they are the one that first give us the foundation of our faith and belief. They are the one that nurtures our faith.
that's correct. Yes.
I,
So yeah, it's even when we were out there in the fields of tomato, cotton, prunes, grapes, it was all the same. We were all working together from early morning to late at night. So you have a work ethics that is instilled in you, and we had to work to be able to put shoes. For my dad to put shoes on us and clothes to go to school and things like that, and to feed us. So it's no small task.
yes.
So there were so many things. Then apart from that, both my parents were very religious in their own way. My mother was very partial to Saint Joseph, and at one time she consecrated me to Saint Joseph.
Wow.
And I don't know.
Now I know why.
Yeah,
you pray for Saint Joseph really frequent and often. What was the reason?
But my father, on the other side, he was more towards the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Yes.
So these were the two foundations, and I found them in our Salesian training and mission.
Yes.
And these are special devotions that Don Bosco had fostered. So I felt, hey, I'm home.
That's correct.